Sounds good.
All right. Hey guys, welcome to another podcast. For the next few, I'm not going to be joined by Rose. He's got school going on, but I'll try and hold down the fort the best I can. And this week's episode, I am with a NBA YouTuber, a Celtics fan, who's probably not the happiest with his team seating. Ask the truth. How you doing?
What's going on? Yeah, you're kind of right about that one, but it's a toxic relationship that I had over the past over a decade. But I'm never gonna leave.
Yeah, with I thought you guys were gonna erupt with your blockbuster trade deadline acquisition,
Oh,
Evan
dude, yeah,
Fournier.
dude, Evan Fournier, the absolute goat, who's done nothing thus far.
Yeah, I was watching back on your trade deadline video just like to see if I can find any takes that were like, haha. And you were like, yeah, the Celtics really got a good steal with this one. He doesn't really address any of our needs, but he's a good player.
Yeah, I mean,
And
yeah,
just
basically. I was like, yeah, dude,
like,
shooting's good. That's about it.
yeah, that's about all he's done thus far.
When
And
he's
probably
played.
all he is good at. Yeah.
I mean, when he's played, of course, he's missed like majority of his games, but that's how that
Wait,
happens.
really?
Yeah, he was out for health
I
and
don't.
protocol conditions for like a while, and then either he
Oh,
just hasn't gotten minutes or just hasn't done anything.
yeah, he's shooting 38% from the field with you guys.
Oh, damn, I did not know that. Wow.
He's shooting a higher percentage from three than from the field.
That's amazing. It's okay. We only need him to
That
shoot threes. What's he gonna do? Drive? No, we don't need that.
Nah, leave that up to like Semi Ojeley or something.
Exactly. Shemi Ojeley, the absolute goat. Best player ever. Why is he still in? It's a miracle that this man is still on an NBA roster. I truly don't know how he did it. Like, I don't know if he somehow blackmailed Danny Ainge to pick up both of his team options, but he did it. He managed to stay.
I is that like the one role player that all Celtics fans tend to hate? Is that the relationship between him and the fan base?
Okay, so the thing with Celtics fans and Shemi Ojeley, we all know
Mm-hmm.
he sucks. We all know he sucks, but sometimes
Mm-hmm.
we kind of just accept that he's there. Like we get like, okay, he's just a body, and sometimes he can do some good, but that
Mm-hmm.
sometimes is very rarely. I think if I'm being honest, the last time Shemi Ojeley had any legitimate significance was the 2018 first round series against the Bucks, where he was actually kind of relevant. Other than that, I really can't think of anything else. He gets like at least five wide open threes a game, and he makes like one of them maybe. So he's there.
Would you rather have him or Romeo Langford playing?
Honestly, Romeo is, even though he's like high majority of the time, he's still productive.
Yeah,
Even if he's
I'm.
not the greatest shooter. I mean, I'd rather have Romeo play.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Celtics have a lot of memeable role players. I've noticed.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Whether it be well, Taco isn't really is. Does Taco even get minutes for you guys? I don't think he does,
Taco
right?
gets minutes when it's an absolute blowout. Speaking of which,
Okay.
I didn't watch the Magic
Mhm.
game today, but I saw one
Mhm.
singular highlight on Twitter of, I think you might have seen it too. It's literally Taco sizing a Mohamed Bamba, literally doing a crossover and a spin move to get to the basket. I'm like, this looks like what it looks like. It literally, okay, like if you're trying to use like a really tall, lanky player, but because that player's tall and lanky, he moves really slowly. That's exactly what Taco
Yeah.
looked like, and I'm like, that's amazing. He actually pulled that off. And literally, me watching that video, I wasn't necessarily just impressed by Taco. I was just disappointed in Mohamed Bamba for even letting that. How
I
do you
just
let that
watched it.
happen? He
How?
just watched it. He's
How
like,
did
what? I don't know.
he? I just watched it. How in the hell did that work? He stood still for like 2 seconds, and the key and Mo Bamba just kind of jumped past him.
I don't know. Maybe this is why he doesn't get minutes with the Magic. I think I understand now.
I mean, he had a good game outside of that, I think. But good lord, I wow. Okay.
I don't know, Taco. I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you to up that agility and become a top 10, top five center.
Has Luke Cornett been good for you guys?
Luke Cornett actually, when he plays, he actually does make some impact. It's just he doesn't really get that many minutes. But when Luke Cornett plays, like
Yeah.
he's pretty solid. Like I yeah, he's pretty solid.
Yeah. I find that fucking funny because Rusty or Jacob hated him for the longest time. As soon as he gets off the ball, he becomes like a halfway decent role player.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, it's not like we're playing him like a butt ton of minutes. Like your boy, what's Rufus the Mole Rat used to play him like. I mean, he, like Luke Cornett will
Ian
get like,
Boylan.
yeah, Boylan, Rufus the Mole Rat, yeah. It's not like Luke Cornett gets those types of minutes anymore, so it's fine. Like I don't expect that much from him. Like he'll come in, make a random three, or he'll do like a pretty solid defensive plan. I'm like, damn, okay, okay, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. The Celtics have kind of been screwed over by injuries and stuff this season now.
See, I don't know why you're saying this season. It's literally every season this happens.
But this season in particular because of
Yeah,
COVID too.
yeah, that's true. It's just like, look, I'm used to the whole injuries thing or being out because like literally we've had the nickname the Hospital Celtics for the past like 5 years. Like we've consistently been called the Hospital Celtics because we've always had key players missing at some point of time. Where if we had those players, oh, I don't know what would have happened, but something probably would have happened. Something good. Some one thing that comes to mind is in the 2018 playoffs, if we had Kyrie, we definitely have made the finals. We would have gotten skunked. We would have made the
Yeah.
finals.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we had Hayward the first two games of the Eastern Conference Finals last year, we definitely would have handled the zone better instead of putting Daniel Tice against Bam.
Daniel Tyson Bam was a great defensive
Oh,
game plan.
dude,
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
amazing, absolute goat. I think I screamed at least 5 times.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like something that would happen from having Daniel Tice guard Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, yeah, it's lovely. It's truly lovely. But hey, it is what it is. Look, my thing is with our seating. I don't even know what seed are we. We're like the sixth or the seventh, one of those two.
I believe you guys are the 7 seed right now. Let me check real quick.
Because I know we won
You
today. I don't know
guys
how much
are the
that moves
six
us.
seed. Six
Okay,
seed.
okay, we moved to the sixth.
You are tied with the Heat.
Okay, I know we got
The
two
two
games
the
against the
two
Heat.
Western Conference final or the two Eastern Conference finalists fighting to see who is in the play-in and who's not. Who would have seen that one coming?
Yeah, sounds yeah, pretty much. My thing with our seating is I do not care as long as we are the fifth seed or above. It's like look at who is gonna be like the fourth or the fifth seed. Like I'm gonna take my chance against the
Yeah,
Hawks. I'm gonna take my chances against the Knicks. I'm gonna take my chances against the Hornets. However, for the
dude,
sixth seed, yeah, go on.
it makes me so mad. Okay, it makes me so mad that the Nuggets play in the West because I look at that and I think the exact same thing. I'm like, if we were in the East, we'd have our pick of the Knicks, the Hawks, and like not good teams,
Yeah.
and yet we're probably gonna face the Mavericks or the Lakers.
Oh Lord, avoid the Lakers at all costs. Or I don't know,
I
just
wish we could.
knock out the Lakers in round one and make it easier for everyone. I don't know.
Yeah, if we had Murray,
That's
we
a
probably would.
possibility.
Honestly,
I mean, I don't know, man. Since Murray went down, haven't y'all been like what's the record? Like 9-1?
I think it is 9-11, and we're blowing the Knicks out right now by 20, thanks to Jokic having 32, 12, and 6 with 2 blocks and 2 steals in 29 minutes.
See, how do you look at that man
But
and say that he isn't the MVP? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Because people
I
are trying to
mean,
say that what Steph's the MVP. Yeah, get out of here.
yeah, the light skinned brother with the green eyes. Uh,
God,
no, that's kind
Caper.
of gone away. That's kind of gone away though. It's Chris Paul now,
Chris Paul,
apparently.
I understand the argument behind that. I do because like it's like if you look at the historical context, best player on the best team. Well, Chris Paul is indeed the best player on the best team, but Jokic
Yeah.
is well, Jokic.
Yeah, he's pretty good at a game called basketball, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like the amount of dominant performances he puts up is absurd. Just absurd.
I don't know. It's not even just like he puts up so many dominant performances. It just he does it without like looking like he's even awake.
Yeah, he does it like so easily. Just
It's like
oh
yeah, it's
yeah,
like
let
when
me
he
throw
does
a
all
full
these
court pass.
exactly like he does all these things that are just like so like all these actions that are just so matter of fact. It's like oh yeah, no biggie. Oh yeah, just yeeted this thing full court. Oh yeah, I just ran it behind the back pass. Oh, just did this something super casual, but really fucking fancy. I don't know how he does it. He just does. He's a genius.
Yeah, he okay. This is gonna sound weird, but I swear this has a point to it. How biased are the Celtics announcers?
How biased are the Celtics announcer? Of course they're biased.
Yeah, Scalabrini and like how
Yeah,
biased are they?
they're pretty biased. I mean, they obviously have some favoritism for the Celtics fans. I mean,
Yeah,
not Celtics fans, but players.
yeah. So the thing about that, the reason I ask is because when the Nuggets faced the Celtics earlier this season, they were favorably calling him like Larry Bird. I think that
Yeah,
should just be his MVP case.
I mean, yeah, that sounds about
Like,
right. You
if you
see a
got
talented white guy,
Scalabrini,
Larry Bird.
yeah. I mean, they're not completely wrong though.
I mean, no, dude, I get it.
It's a
Like Larry's playmaking, I guess. Yeah, it makes sense.
yeah, yeah. Jokic is just absurd. He's not the MVP because of injuries. He's the clear front runner because of injuries.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I mean, obviously, like if JoJo didn't miss all those games, we'd be probably having a different conversation right now. But like, JoJo missed like a majority, like a good fat chunk of the season. So like, it's not fair to say like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, JoJo's still a part of that conversation when like like Jokic rarely gets injured. When you really think
yeah.
that man rarely gets injured.
The last time he missed a game due to injury, I believe, was February of 2017.
That's a while ago. That's I think I was a freshman in college then. Yeah, that's a while ago.
Yeah, that that was 4 seasons ago or something. He's rested a few games since then, but I don't think he's missed any due to injury. Um,
I
also,
mean,
Austin
yeah, like I
Rivers.
don't know, like how does he just not get injured? Yeah, go on.
Austin Rivers. This isn't going to be like a topic or anything, but shout out to Austin Rivers for having 20 off the bench against the Knicks. Anyways,
Hey,
Austin Rivers
shout out to
revenge
Austin
game.
Rivers. Shout out to Austin
Anyways,
Rivers.
back to the Serbian. He's just yeah, the things that he does. I'm so lucky to be watching him.
Serbian God, yeah, no, dude. I wish we had a Jokic.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have Tatum. He's not particularly close to Jokic, but he's a good
Yeah,
player.
no, he's I wish Tatum was Jokic. I mean, Jokic is Jokic. I mean, how do you match like that level of memeing?
You don't.
You
You just
can't.
don't.
You can't pull up a picture of Tatum as a kid and use like this fat 200 pound 5'3" kid. You can't do that. But you
And
can
you
do it
can
for
do that with
Jokic. You
Jokic.
can do it for
And
Jokic.
that's why I love him, man. That's why I love him so much.
Yeah.
The Nuggets have so many memeable players.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I love them. Um, like Jokic, obviously Faku is a great meme.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I Jacob gets mad at me because I make so many Faku jokes, but he's just so fun to watch. He's like the Argentinian Pat Bev, but like better.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Like his playmaking is fantastic to watch. He's a solid enough shooter. There are some games where I'm like, don't shoot Faku, but you know he's pretty solid, good defensively. He's
True,
Isaiah
true.
Thomas's size and good defensively. I think that's the most impressive part of his game.
Hey.
Like, uh, there's a joke in locker room about like Yeah, he's pound for pound the best defender of all time.
I mean, shit, if we're talking about that, I mean, like, is that wrong? Are they
I
wrong?
don't think so.
I don't think
I
so
don't think
either.
so.
If we're gonna keep saying Allen Iverson's pound for pound the best NBA player, then the fuck was pound for pound the best defender.
Yeah. How would you reflect upon Jalen Brown's career?
How would I reflect around Jalen Brown's career? Um,
Yeah.
okay, so it's different with Jalen Brown. It's not just because he's like a Celtics, like he plays in the Celtics. It's also because of the fact Jalen grew up in the same town I lived in. Like he grew up 5 minutes from where I live.
Oh,
Yeah,
word.
yeah.
Nice.
So like Jalen's like a hometown here for us, and like
Yeah.
when I went to high school, we didn't Jalen and I did not go to the same high school. I went to the rival high school, and every single time we would play Wheeler, I would just keep hearing about this kid Jalen Brown, who's like literally the next coming of Michael Jordan. Like everyone will talk about him. I never really went to high school basketball games. I constantly hear that, and then I'm just like, damn, this
Yeah.
kid's got to be really good. And then I started following him a little more, and then like he committed to California. Then he obviously got drafted by the Celtics, and like it's interesting because so I'm Muslim, right? And we
Yeah.
have our Friday prayers. So every Friday we're supposed to go to the mosque for our Friday prayer.
Hmm.
And Jalen has actually come to Friday prayer like more than once for like our local mosques. So,
Oh, that's
but
cool.
yeah, so people have have encountered him. So I think I think he converted. I'm not entirely sure, but like if he's going to
Hmm.
Friday prayer like fairly consistently when he's here, like maybe I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. So, it's cool that he's a pretty spiritual guy, pretty like a guy that really wants to like soak up a lot like as much knowledge as possible. The guy um he spoke at Harvard one time. He just seems like a really, really knowledgeable guy. So,
Yeah.
proud to say that he came from my town. Like, yeah, I'd have to say that.
Yeah. Yeah, his elevation from last season to this season has been really just fun to watch.
Oh, basketball wise, I
He,
don't even know what his ceiling is. I don't think anyone knows what his ceiling is. I don't know what he is.
yeah,
No idea.
yeah, he's just made a leap every season. I think that's safe to say, yeah.
Yeah, and it
Because
makes
this
me think like
is,
he's only what 24 right now. Like, how is it
yeah,
going to
this
be in
is
like
like his
three
fourth
years?
season.
This is his fifth season.
Oh, fifth season?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, he is just. People remember when people were clowning Danny Ainge for giving him that contract?
yeah. Even when I heard people were clowning about that, I'm like, dude, like that's a pretty solid deal. Like 22 million,
Yeah,
and like to start off with, that's good. Why are y'all getting
yeah.
offended? And now it's
Like,
literally the biggest steal of contract in the NBA.
yeah, yeah. Like, if MPJ was given a $22 million extension this offseason, I'd be giddy. Like,
Oh
not to
yeah,
say that Jalen Brown was better or worse than Michael Porter at their point, at whatever points in their career, but like, they were both really solid prospects. And if MPJ didn't get a max, I'd be shocked and surprised, but I'd also be very happy.
yeah. But we all know MP is gonna get his fat max.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. And he
yeah.
deserves it
He's getting
100%.
his max. Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely, bro.
yeah.
I think the
He
one thing that
deserves it.
did surprise
Like,
me, yeah,
you
100%.
can go.
Yeah, I think the one thing that surprised me was when Jamal Murray actually got the max. I was like, I don't know about that one. I would say a near max, but like then he started showing up in the bubble. I'm like, okay, if he's gonna start playing like this consistently in the playoffs and fair.
Yeah. And this season before he got injured, he was improved, especially after he got healthy, because he was very banged up in the first few months of the season. Then over the last like 3 months, he was healthy, or like 2 months or something like that. He was averaging 24 pretty consistently. So I think
Yeah,
he was
no,
probably
so
worth that
fair.
contract.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I saw this one tweet the other day, or someone asked it to me in a locker room, something like that. Who do you think, like, if MPJ keeps up this level of production, do you think that when Jamal Murray comes back, he's going to be the number three option?
Yeah. I think yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Because
yeah,
like you're gonna have Michael Porter Jr., who was like, before the draft, he was going to be the number one consensus overall pick before his whole back injury stuff. Now he's actually,
Yeah.
ascending to that level, and Jamal Murray's going to be, trying to rehabilitate himself back into the lineup. So he'll absolutely be like the third guy, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, like if you
Yeah.
have a Nugget squad where Jamal Murray is your third best player, I mean, that's really good, very good.
I'm pretty content with that. Yeah. I I am really high on MPJ. I tried to get his rookie card the other day, but
How much money was it? Good
no,
lord.
no cigar. It was there were a few bids, and I tried to get in on all of them, and one was at like $5, so I bid on it with like 5 minutes left, and it ended up selling for like $30 or something like that. And
Oh,
then
okay.
I tried I tried to get another one, and that one ended up selling for 45, I think it was. So, no cigar on Michael Porter, but I did end up getting some rookie cards from Garland, Kevin Porter Jr., Aiton, and D'Anthony Melton. If Rudy's listening, shout
Interesting.
out D'Anthony Melton.
Hey, shout out to D'Anthony Melton. That KPJ one might be worth some in a couple years. We know.
Yeah, I got that one for 99 cents. So,
Hey, let's see how much you flip your investment in like 2 years, 2 3 years.
yeah, hopefully. Um, yeah, you that KPJ video you made actually put me onto him pretty heavy.
Hey, shout out.
Shout out to some guy called Ask the Truth or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
dude. Shout out to
I
that
don't know.
clown.
He made like a Kevin Porter Jr. video, pretty solid. But yeah, I after that video, I was like, oh shit, let me look at his stats for Houston, and he had been playing very well, so I traded for him in a dynasty fantasy league, and that's turned out well so far.
Hey, and then he dropped that 50 bomb. He probably won you the week after that one.
Unfortunately, I had 5 other players out in that week, so
Ooh,
I lost by
oof.
like 10.
Never mind.
I lost by 10 because I
Damn,
had
that's
Harrison
pain.
Barnes out with injury. I had Mike Conley out with injury. I had like 3 other players out with injury, and let's just say it's my money league, so I was a
Oh,
little
damn.
bummed
That's
out about that.
how much did you throw it in the pot? How much did you throw in the pot?
It's just a $10
Oh, okay.
league. It's
So,
nothing big. Yeah, it's
okay.
like some gas money, but
Okay. That's fair.
you
But I mean,
know,
like, the payout's
yeah,
pretty solid.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Got you.
If I had won that game, I would have gotten my money back and gone to the title.
Hey, oh,
and it
shit. Damn.
and it sucks because my team had Jokic and Curry on it too.
Oof.
So so I was like, damn, this was the year.
That really was the year for you. Then you had to become hospital you. Hospital
Yeah, I had
fantasy.
to.
Damn, that sucks, bro.
Yeah, but yeah. I put
Damn,
out a
that's
tweet
awesome.
earlier about just if anyone wanted to ask some questions for the pod,
Oh, we got
and
questions.
we got a few. Yeah, we did get 5 or 6, something like that. Let me
Okay,
find the
let's take a
tweet.
look at the. I haven't seen any questions yet. This is gonna be a surprise to me.
Yeah, it's 5.
Hey, 5 questions.
So we got one from just watching on Twitter. Will Cat ever accomplish anything with the Wolves?
No, no,
Yeah, no.
he will. He's not. No, he's wasting his time with the Wolves. No, it's
It's
just
a
a matter of
KG
time.
situation. Yeah,
Exactly. It's a KG situation. It's a Kevin Love situation. It's gonna
yeah,
the Wolves are poverty. They're never gonna be good. It's bad. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
They have a
I'm
bad
sorry to
track
say that, but
record.
I mean it's true. Like I mean
They have
that's
a
what's
bad
gonna
track
happen.
record with bigs whose names start with K.
Yep. Yep.
Kevin Love,
Pretty.
Kevin Garnett, and now Carl
Carl.
Anthony Towns.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty
He's the
much.
only Carl I've ever seen spelled with a K.
Yeah. You're right. Never
Yeah.
seen a
Um.
Carl Anthony either. But hey, it's just a matter of time
Yeah.
before he requests a trade in like 1 or 2 years. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. Where would you like to see him traded?
I mean, you already know my answer.
Besides Boston. Besides
besides Boston.
Boston, Drew.
Okay, besides Boston. Um,
Yeah.
I would probably say the Suns. because
That would be, yeah.
I think there's a realistic offer there if you decide to throw in
Hmm.
like McCall Bridges, throw DeAndre Ayton and some picks, and it's like okay, you got Cat, and then you probably think, oh, well, what about D'Lo? That's a good question because I know they're supposed to team
He,
up some point in the decade, but hey,
yeah, and also he's been coming off the bench for the Wolves. I think
yeah, he has.
that
So
that trade in hindsight, not looking too pretty.
I mean,
Um,
in the moment, I understand why they did it because they were trying to like make Cat as happy as possible. It's like okay, like
yeah,
go get your boy, but
yeah,
then it's like, damn, this isn't really panning out all that much, and you might okay. This is gonna sound cruel, but I want Minnesota to lose their pick this year. Like I want them to lose their pick this year. I want them to see the stupid decision they made, or just a decision they made blow up in their face. I kind of
yeah.
just want to see it.
I That is cruel, but at the same time, I had a tweet that I wanted the Rockets to lose their pick.
Oh, I want the Rockets to lose their
So
pick too, 100%.
yeah, 100%. Because I don't like Rockets fans.
Poor Aki, probably
Rockets
watching
fans
this.
are annoying. Oh, Aki definitely
Shout out
Aki
to
watches
Aki.
all of these. Shout out to Aki. On the episode I had Jacob on, we talked about Kobe White, and
Aki
we came
loves
to the con.
Kobe White, bro. I've never seen him talk about a
Yeah,
player more than Kobe White.
yeah, like he tweets more about Kobe White than he does his own team.
Oh yeah, 100%. Honestly, I feel like it probably started off as like him trying to annoy Jacob, but I think it started turning into serious like,
Yeah,
nah, bro, Kobe White's the goat, and I'm like, okay, bet. I'm just watching
yeah,
this.
like we we made a take that was like kind of a joke that Faku was better than Kobe White, and he just replied with like two paragraphs of like, "No, he's not. You gotta be joking." Da, da, da. And that was very entertaining to read.
LOL. Shout out to Aki. That
Um,
man's the goat.
yeah, dude, Aki is such a good guy. Like, shows nothing but love to anybody, but
Oh yeah, hundred percent.
he's so easy to clown on. So I don't really. If you make a bad take, even if you're my best friend, sorry,
Oh, true, true.
for
That's
being
fair.
clowned
That's
on for
fair.
it.
That's fair.
Yeah, but yeah, I would like to see Cat traded to the Mavericks.
Interesting. So it would be Kristaps either going to the Timberwolves or to a third team, basically.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't think it's realistic at all, but I would love to see a Luca Carl Anthony Towns duo. Like
that'd be
that just
interesting.
sounds
I mean,
that sounds fucking absurd.
there'd be no defense, but it'd be the best offensive rating in the league.
Yeah, be it as a Nuggets fan, I wouldn't want to see that because I would have to be in the same conference as that for the next like decade, and I don't want that.
Yeah,
But from a pure basketball perspective, that would be really entertaining to watch.
yeah. So for me, like with the Mavericks, what I really wanted to happen for like the past couple of years, I've been campaigning for this. I wanted
Hmm.
Giannis to sign with the Mavericks for this offseason. I wanted that like pretty badly. Like I wanted to see that big three. Like for me,
That would have been
it would have been disgusting. Yeah,
yeah so just oh god
it would have been scary. But I definitely would want to
yeah
see it.
yeah no one can blame you.
Yeah, for me, I think like so people are kind of like anti super team, but I feel like the reason why people
Hmm.
are anti super team is because the parity of the league is always spread across one or two teams. And
Yeah,
my argument against that is not necessarily to say, well, obviously 1 to 2 teams having, the power of the league is bad. But I'm saying
yeah,
if there were like 6 to 8 teams that had like the talent of a super team,
yeah,
then by definition the league would still be open. It would just be a lot more interesting to see, I don't know, like Luca, Cat, and Porzingis go up against Booker. Did I say Cat?
yeah.
Okay, Luca, Giannis, and Porzingis against Cat, Booker, and D'Lo. Like that'd be interesting to
Yeah.
watch. Like I want to see more stuff like that.
And then, okay, imagine this duo: Steph Curry and Nikola Jokic. Imagine that duo like on a court together. Good lord.
I don't even know. I don't even know where to begin with that one. I don't
That
know.
one, would that be the best duo of all time?
Okay, so remember when Klay Thompson had like how many points with like what 11 dribbles was like 60 points with 11 dribbles or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. It's something
Okay,
absurd.
Steph Curry would have 120 points with one dribble.
And Jokic would be happy to have 60 assists and no points, more than
Exactly, that's
happy.
exactly what would happen.
Yeah, imagine those two and fucking Michael Porter on the same team. Good lord. Good god.
That'd be such an interesting personality clash.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like Michael Porter would just say like something wild, and then Aisha Curry gets like upset or something. I don't know.
I
I
mean,
could just see something like that happening. Like Michael Porter says something just like offensive to her, and she's like, "Yo, why?"
yeah, I mean, ever since that one Clippers game where he was like, I need more shots. He's been pretty good with the media
I
overall.
mean, to be fair, when he said he needs more shots, he scored what in 37 the next game.
He scored a lot the next game, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, he backs it up.
He wasn't wrong. But yeah. The next question comes from Rose. What player is the most like Dogecoin? And he said super lows and highs.
What
So
player is the most
basically,
Dogecoin?
what's the most inconsistent player essentially? Like super high highs and super low lows.
Okay. I think okay. So he's basically trying to see like what player is like the best comparison to how Dogecoin's been. Um,
Yes.
well, I don't know if you know, but Dogecoin has risen over 25 cents over the past 2 days. So Dogecoin is going crazy right now. Um, if we're talking about like straight volatility, uh, that's a good question. The most, hmm, I want to say 2013 Jeff Green. That's the first thing that I could think of at that moment. 2013 Jeff Green. Because at some that man looked like an MVP caliber player. The other times he just looked like a bum. That's one thing that I can think of right now. Um, not really. What player comes to mind when I think of like a most like a very volatile, talented player? Wiggins is just on. Wiggins just no,
Yeah.
not Wiggins. Definitely not Wiggins.
I
No.
was gonna say
Um,
Wiggins, but
I wouldn't
some
say
games he
Wiggins
looks.
because
Some games, man, he looks great, and then others he's just. Yeesh. You know. Maybe
like
okay. Here's one.
like when I see Wiggins play, like if this man will get trapped. He'll try driving to the rim, and if that doesn't work, he'll just fade away or just go right into mid range, and I'm like, that doesn't work. No, you can't just do that. So
Yeah, yeah. If I had to go with a recent one, maybe last year Michael Porter, because there were games where he was literally god awful, and there were games where he was lighting it up. So maybe that. If I had to choose a recent one, it would be probably Michael Porter of last year.
okay,
This year he's been pretty consistent, but last year he was either really good or really not.
I mean, Michael Porter's quote unquote inconsistency issues weren't even his fault though. Like he didn't get minutes.
Yeah, but I'm more so talking about like there were times where he would just show a bunch of flashes, but then the defensive side of the ball came in.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, um, yeah. The next one is. Oops, I accidentally lost the tweet. I'm not a professional podcast host, so
Oh well,
oops a
it's okay.
daisy. Yeah. If you had to be trapped in a fictional world, which world would it be?
A fictional world.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I can pick from like any sort of thing like fictional media. It could be like a show. It could be like okay. Okay.
Yeah. Show, movie, book, whatever.
Okay, here's the thing. So when I think of like a fictional world, I think of like the ridiculous nonsense that goes like in that world, and I'm like, do I really want to be a part of that? Like, let me give an example. Have you seen the Amazon Prime show The Boys?
No, but I've heard good things about it.
Okay, so The Boys, I'm not going to spoil anything. It's essentially a realistic take. if superheroes actually existed. Like they're literally a privatized corporation that tries. It's bad. It's bad. It's capitalism times a million times worse. And I think, like, damn, if I was a part of the boys' universe, that would be terrible. I would not want to be a part of that. So
Yeah.
it's a valid question. I think if I had to be a part of like a universe, I
Hmm.
would have to pick something like so mundane that it wouldn't affect that would be like basically indistinguishable from our world.
I got one. That
Okay,
70s show.
that's okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, okay. I'll
Yeah.
be down. Like if I could just pop in that 70 shows events, I'd be down. Yeah,
The
I'm that.
thumbnail is now just gonna be you and me in that 70s show.
Oh man, yeah. Edit the intro and like plant our faces on like Fez and Hyde.
Yeah. Dude, that 70s show is so good, and then season 8 happens.
Yeah,
Eesh.
we don't talk about that one.
Uh-uh.
Speaking of that 70 show, I actually wanted to watch it a couple weeks ago, and I found
Hmm.
out they took it off of Netflix.
Yeah, they did. They took it off like last July or
Yeah,
something like
they
that. I
took
was
it off
halfway through
last like
watching it.
September, and I'm just like,
Yeah, I was halfway through watching it and just I went to watch an episode one day and it was just gone and I was like, "What the hell?"
damn, yeah, no, that made me that's it made me really upset because like one, obviously that 70 show was no longer on Netflix, but two, it took me
Hmm.
8 months to realize.
Yeah, I allegedly used 1, 2, 3 movies to finish that rewatch.
Yeah, but it's not the same because like autoplay and all that. Because
Yeah.
like when I want to watch that 70 show, okay, the first episode I always to like turn on when I watch that 70 show, then I'll jump around.
Hmm.
When I feel like watching that 70 show, I'll put on the episode where they go to Canada and they smuggle beer.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah, that one.
Dude, that is such a good episode.
It is
I'm
such
gonna have to
a good
rewatch.
episode. That's why I put it on.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that 70 show now after this pod. God
It's
damn
such a good show. I love it so much.
it is. Yeah, I love it so dearly. On my first watch through, I didn't have anything spoiled for me, um, and I didn't know Eric left, so I got to season 7. Oh, also spoilers for that 70 show if you
Hang
haven't
on a
seen it
second. I
in
think
the
you're cutting
past two
off.
decades.
Oh, okay. There you are. You're back again.
Yeah. So spoilers for that 70 show if you haven't seen it in the last 2 decades. But when Eric leaves, I didn't know that at first because I didn't have anything spoiled for me. So when it got to season 7 finale, I'm like, he's not actually leaving, is he? And then he
He
left. And I was
fucking
like,
left.
oh, oh, this is where the show's going. Oh no.
Yeah, I think it was to film
And
Spider-Man
then
3.
yeah, it was. And then Randy came in, and Randy is
We don't like him.
sorry. That ugh.
That was a
I
mistake.
just thought of that.
And
Yeah.
Donna dyed her hair blonde. That was weird.
That was really weird. Yeah, and then Kelso leaves for after like 4 episodes or
Kelso became a
but
cop and knocked up a girl.
yeah, that and then he became a security guard at the Playboy Mansion or something like that. That was
Yeah,
something, man.
that's something. That's why I like sticking to the earlier seasons of that 70 show because it's like,
Yeah.
that's the
The
vibe.
last the last great season I would say is season 5 probably.
Yeah, that's yeah, exactly. I definitely agree. 100%.
Cuz I think that's the season where Hyde and Jackie got together and Hyde and Jackie were so great. And
They were
then they
toxic,
had
but they
to
were great.
ruin it. Yeah, but then they had to ruin it with whatever the fuck that was.
You want to know
uh,
something that's probably gonna bug you?
sure.
Okay, so in season one of that
Hmm.
70 show, Ashton Kutcher was 20 years old. Mila Kunis
And Mila Kunis
was
was like 15.
14, 15 years old. Yeah, okay, so you knew that.
Yeah. Yeah, that is really weird, but
It is weird.
at the
It's
I
weird.
don't I don't think they knew at the time that Mila Kunis was 15. I think she lied about her age to get cast, if I
No, there's
remember
no way because
correctly.
there's child labor laws about Hollywood and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I had heard, but that's really fishy to me. I know that fucking Ashton said he was really uncomfortable with it because, duh.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I wouldn't blame her for being uncomfortable. You have to have kissing scenes with a 15-year-old?
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm good. But yeah,
Yeah.
that '70s show is probably the world I'd pick, just because one, that friend group would be fun to be around, probably,
Oh, yeah.
and two, it's not like Marvel where you're gonna probably die.
Die. Yeah, exactly. Like when I think
Yeah.
of fictional worlds, like my mind goes to like, the superhero universes. Like DC, yeah, no, I don't want to deal with Darkseid. Marvel, I'm not
Nope,
dealing with
I'm good.
Galactus or Thanos.
Nope, I'm
Like,
good.
no, I'm
No,
not
thank
dealing with
you.
that. The boys, I'm not dealing with Homelander. Invincible, I'm not dealing with
Yeah.
Omni Man. I'm not dealing with any of that. Hell no. I don't want no goddamn
Yeah.
superheroes in real life.
Yeah, I'm content
Maybe,
just
maybe Avatar.
yeah.
Maybe Avatar.
Yeah, maybe.
I think
If
I
I could
would
be
be
like a
good with
bender.
Avatar. Yeah, obviously, I have to be a bender. I'm not a video. Imagine being dropped off in
Yeah.
the Avatar universe and not having bending. That would just be an L. I'd be
that
like, what's the point of this?
yeah, dude, that would be
So
but
okay,
yeah.
I added my answer. If it's not like if I had to choose something that was like I guess like supernatural or super powered in nature, it'd definitely be Avatar.
Mhm.
But I'd either want to
Yeah.
be the main character because I'm egocentric, or just at least have bending.
Yeah, if you had to be a bender, what kind would you be?
If I had to be a bender, I'd probably pick water because I feel like there's the most utility in that.
Yeah.
Like I guess just like for survival purposes or something like that.
Yeah. Also, blood bending is kind of
Yeah,
OP.
bloodbending exists. Yeah, bloodbending is OP, but like one, it's outlawed in that universe, and two, it's very, very, very rare. So I feel like
Yeah.
if you were a waterbender, you'd have to be like a standard waterbender. You don't like just get born with a
Yeah.
bunch of natural talent. But like if I could waterbend,
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Yeah. I found it funny that like it went from the super rare and like really weird ability in the first show to everyone can fucking do it in Korra.
Oh, which
Like
ability?
blood bending and lightning.
Oh, bloodbending. I
Like
mean, bloodbending. Not everyone could do it. It was just
a few
Tarlok
people
Amon,
could.
Tarlok Amon, and then their dad was Yakon. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I it's been a while since I watched Korra because Korra is significantly less good than the original.
I mean, when I look at Korra, so I still absolutely love Korra as a series. Love, love, love that show so much. It's
Yeah.
just it's vastly different. The way they
Yeah.
handled Last Airbender is that they had a lot of thematic aspects to it, which built the show a lot, and it was one flowing arc. With Korra, they mainly focused on Korra's journey as a growing person, and
Yeah.
I feel like that is more relatable in some instances, and
Mhm.
with season arcs, there is some advantage to that. But I mean, when you try
Yeah.
comparing, Korra to the Last Airbender, obviously, the Last Airbender wins. But when you look at Korra,
Yeah.
there's one, you look at Korra's growth, and then two, you look at the villain's actual inspirations for things. Like Amon wanted equality, and you can look at that and try to
Yeah.
compare it to like modern day racism or just
Yeah.
racism in general. You look at
Yeah.
okay, we're not going to look at Unalaq because there's no comparison there. He just that was we're not talking about that. You look at Zahir. He Zahir's whole thing was what was it? Was it anarchy? Um,
Yeah.
there's an argument for what he was saying. Like why are all these you know world leaders like telling us like how to live our lives, like commanding us as if it's like their own rule. But then Zahir takes the action of killing the Earth Queen and doesn't actually think of the consequences behind that, and that leads to Kuvir, who wants to do authoritarian rule, and
Yeah. I kind of okay. Like I still do like Korra.
shows.
But one, I think it would have been far better if they actually had assurance that like, hey, you guys are gonna get a next season, so just feel comfortable, and didn't like, because the development behind the scenes of that show was really
Okay,
messy.
so if you just said something, I didn't hear any of it. So could you please repeat it?
Yeah, so I basically said I still really do like Korra, but I think it would have been better if like the behind the scenes was a lot cleaner.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. I do find it interesting how they kind of tackled three controversial uh, political ideologies.
Oh, Nickelodeon
Like
didn't like that at all. They had to the last two seasons they booted it from actual TV to just streaming
and
online,
put it on a site, yeah.
and then they
And
censored the whole Korra and Asami's relationship at the end. And I'm like, wow,
yeah, they
okay.
did. And then in the comics, I've heard that it gets like a lot more fleshed out, but I haven't read the Korra comics, so I couldn't tell you for sure.
Yeah,
But
so
like,
for the Korra comics, they very flesh it out, and then you find out, Kaya, Aang's daughter, is actually bi as well.
oh, word,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
and
that those shows were very inclusive and that kind of stuff,
yeah,
and like in a good way, not like super forced. Like, hey, I know that whatever, but strong female. Like they were strong not because they needed to be a strong female character, but just because they were a good character.
yeah, exactly. But I think I got the gist of what you were saying. Um, One thing
Yeah.
I've noticed for women characters in fiction, not them specifically, but what people like to say about women characters in fiction, people that have in that are essentially insecure about it. They'll straight up call a female
Hmm.
character a Mary Sue. Like people trying to tell me that
Yeah.
Cora is a Mary Sue. No, stop,
She
stop.
gets beat all the time in that series too.
Like exactly,
Like
like.
almost to an alarming extent, dude. Like
Yeah, no, she gets her
it
ass
felt
beat
like
a lot.
yeah, it
Yeah.
felt like every episode she was getting knocked out or some shit, and then in comes X person to
DSDR. How
save
are
the
you gonna
day.
tell me that she's a Mary Sue? Like, come on, y'all.
Yeah,
You're gonna try to attack. I look. Corey isn't the perfect series, but it's not bad. It's not a bad
yeah,
series. Like, come on. And you're gonna.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
better
always
than
bothered me.
Fanboy and Chum Chum.
Oh, let's not talk about that show. Good lord. Now, if I
Yeah.
want to talk about
Anyways,
inclusivity, real quick, I want to talk about inclusivity
yeah,
in the Avatar universe. One thing, I don't know if you knew this, but Avatar Kyoshi, she has like two novels.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
in that, she's
You're cutting out a lot.
okay. I said, why are
Yeah.
there no black people in the Avatar universe?
Oh. Oh yeah.
Like
Um. I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with that.
I think you're cutting off. I have no idea what's happening.
You're cutting out a lot for me too. Yeah.
Thank you, Discord. Very cool.
Thank you, Discord. Very cool. This
Anyways, want to
the
move on
last
to the
like
next
two.
topic?
Yeah, the last like 2 minutes are gonna have to be cut because of technical difficulties.
Okay, hang on. Before I say anything, I'm gonna. They're gonna love this episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to edit this a little bit. If I just came back from a cut, Discord has shit audio, and we talked about Avatar for like 2 minutes, and it just didn't want to cooperate. So, anyways, back to a basketball topic. This is probably what we'll round out the podcast with. Mojo says, Mojo99 asks, what will the NBA look like in 5 years?
What will the NBA look like in 5 years? 5 years
Mm-hmm.
is going to be the year, what,
A long
20,
time.
2026, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let me conceptualize this for you. So people being drafted in the 2026 draft class, they're going to be what, like 19, 20 years old? So if they're 19,
Yeah.
20 years old, that means they were born in like 2006, 2007. 2006, 2007 kids in the year 2015 were 9 and 8 years old. They grew up with Stephen Curry. They're gonna be shooting from fucking
Yeah.
50 feet out. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I don't
Everyone will
like
shoot
the
from 50
fact.
feet out.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that kids my age are going to be in the NBA in 2 years. I don't like that. That feels weird to say.
Dude, there are a bunch of kids in the NBA that are younger than I am. Wait till you feel how I feel. Dude,
Yeah.
Luca is a couple years younger than I am. Look at Luca Doncic and how famous he is, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm me. I make videos about basketball.
Yeah. I'm not super into a ton of prospects. That's more like that's other people's niche.
Yeah.
Like Noah Terranova and that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, true, true.
But I know that Imoni Bates will probably be in the NBA by then. I think Bronny Jr. will be in the NBA by
Yeah,
then.
he will.
Victor Wembanyama. Let me tell you about a prospect I'm excited for. So I'm not going to tell you his name until the end,
Okay.
but there is a Serbian who plays for the same club that Jokic played for before he came over.
Okay.
He's a 6'10" guard basically. He's kind of skinny, not quite like Poku skinny, but like skinny.
Okay.
And he has some guard skills. He has a little bit of a shot. You know, just kind of like just a big guard.
Okay.
And the reason I really like him and want him on the Nuggets is not only because he's Serbian and tall and plays like a guard and plays for the same club Nikola Jokic played for. His name is Nikola Jovic.
Why did I know you were gonna say his first name was Nicola? I had
His
a
last
feeling you
name
were
is
gonna say
Jovic.
that one I was not expecting, but I had a feeling you were gonna say something about his first name being Nicola.
Yeah, but his name is one letter off from being exactly the same as Jokic's, and he has like, I just need to see some Jokic pick and pops. Okay, I don't ask for much in this world. I need Jokic pick and pops.
Honestly, I think they'll do it just because they want to see it, just for the meme, just to see it happen. I mean, like,
I
am
would
I
be so
wrong?
happy.
I mean,
I
look
would
at
be
it this
so
way.
happy.
So first of all, I think when they were making Nikola Jovic, they pulled out the NBA 2K random name generator and it just popped that out, and they were like, "Yep, we're going with that."
Yeah, probably.
I think that's what happened.
Dude, yeah. So there's gonna be Jovic and Jokic picking pops in 5 years. There's gonna be a lot of threes. Who do you think is gonna be the best player in the league?
Who's going to be the best player in the league in 5 years?
Yeah,
Probably Luca. I guess Luca.
yeah. I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
think.
go out on a whim and say it's gonna be Jokic.
I mean, that's fair. I think he'll be at least top three.
Yeah, he's gonna be 30 or 31, I think, by then. But
Uh,
his game age
ages
is
very
gonna
well.
age
Yeah,
so gracefully. Yeah,
yeah.
he does not like his athleticism has improved a lot this year. Like he is getting a few blocks, not too many, but he's dunked twice as many times this year as he did last year or something like that, I think.
Hey.
But like he doesn't rely on athleticism whatsoever for his game. All
Oh
he
yeah,
relies on as far as athleticism goes is his strength, and that's not really going to go away. So
yeah, exactly.
he's gonna age like a fine wine,
Oh yeah, 100%.
and I am looking forward to seeing that. But
Shoot, yeah,
yeah,
we
I
might see a
mean,
Nuggets championship. It's possible.
yeah, I think that they're gonna win not next season, but the season after that in 2023. 2023 Nuggets are winning a championship.
2023 Nuggets winning the championship.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll make you a bold prediction. I think the Nuggets are making the finals.
this season.
Yeah, this season.
Oh, I mean,
I'm making a
I
bold
think
prediction. Yeah,
depending on matchup, it's possible. I think
yeah.
depending on matchup, it's
There's
possible. Cause like,
I feel like there's a real pathway there.
yeah, cause if they face the Mavericks, uh, if they face the Mavericks in the first round, I think I'm taking the Nuggets in that
Oh
series.
yeah, I will. Yeah.
Yeah, I know I'm a Nuggets fan, so I'm biased as hell, but I think if you look at that, the Nuggets just have better depth, and I think Michael Porter is comparable to Kristaps. And if he plays how he's been playing the past however many games, he's better than Kristaps, which is kind of
Yeah.
absurd to say. It's kind of absurd to say that like Michael Porter's already better than Kristaps Porzingis because Porzingis is a good player, and Porter Jr. is playing like an all-star already, so
Yeah.
that's kind of scary.
I don't know. I feel
But
bad for
yeah,
Porzingis because he went from, NBA cornerstone, franchise cornerstone to
yeah,
glorified mobile big.
Yeah, I don't really feel bad for him because of the allegations that have come out against him. Uh,
That yeah, yeah.
yeah, I have I have a
I
hard
mean,
time feeling bad for him.
I look at the case and I'm just like, that's not something I want to get. I don't want to dive into that whole thing, but
I don't
it's
want
definitely
to either.
suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, Nuggets Mavs, I'm taking the Nuggets, and then if they play like this winner of um right now it would be after their win tonight, they would be playing the winner of the Suns Blazers, who I'm 90% sure the Suns would win that series. Like 99.9% sure the Suns are winning that series
Oh
in
yeah. I
six.
do not see the Blazers are not winning anything. They're not. They won't. It's not
Yeah.
happening.
And if they're facing the Suns, that's going to be a close series, I think. I think the Nuggets can still win that one, though.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
possible.
especially if they're like healthy outside of Murray, because at that point we'll have Barton, Dozier, Monte back, and Dozier is a good to great defender depending on the night, and I think he can give Booker problems. I don't think Faku is going to give Chris Paul any problems, but I think that like Jokic is just that good that he can win us that series. And then they would face whoever comes out of the other side of the bracket, probably the Lakers or Clippers.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
I mean, shit, they beat the Clippers the other night, so who's to say?
I don't know. I don't. I really don't
And
know.
yeah, but Nuggets to the finals. If it's true, I'll bring back this clip in like however many months, and you and me will
Hey.
be geniuses. If not, it's a podcast that is not too popular quite yet, so no one's gonna bring this clip back if we're wrong. So
Hey, if we're wrong, we're just
who?
casual basketball fans. You're gonna hold it against our heads.
Yeah, we're
We're
analysts.
analysts. Yeah, true, true.
Yeah, and then the final question, which is what we'll round out on: do you eat mac and cheese with a fork or a spoon?
Mac and cheese with a fork or a spoon?
Yeah.
This is a very good question. Okay, it depends if the macaroni is elbows or shells.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If it's elbows, I will use a fork. If it's like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
those shells, I will use a spoon.
Yeah. I so the thing with mac and cheese and me is that I am type 1 diabetic. So I can't exactly
Ah,
I can't
right,
exactly
okay.
enjoy
I gotcha.
the Kraft mac and cheese every a lot, but every so often I'll have mac and cheese, and when I do, I eat with a fork.
Okay, I got you. I
The
mean,
correct combination is bowl and fork.
I got you. I got you. I mean, there are low carb options for mac and cheese.
Yeah, there's like there are low carb options, but I'm like
Yeah.
low carb mac and cheese,
I mean,
or should I make myself a burger?
I
And
don't
I'm
know,
like,
man.
nah.
I'm just saying. I'm mac and cheese.
Yeah,
Like my
you want to know what's low key? You want to know what's fire though?
what is
Is
fire?
mac and cheese and hamburger meat.
Mac and cheese
If
and
you
ham. I
just
never
mix
tried
those two together,
that.
try that sometime if you can. Like that is some good ass shit. That is some good stuff. Yep. I can't hear you if you're talking.
Okay, there we go. I think we're
There you
back
are.
now.
There you are.
Okay.
Okay.
You
Yep.
said mac and cheese and burger meat. That sounds like a dub.
Yes. It, dude. It is. If you ever get the chance, get burger meat and sausage and just like mix them together, and then throw that in mac and cheese, and that is chef's kiss.
Okay. Actually, I do have one more option for you. Have you ever heard of shirataki
Mm-hmm.
noodles?
No.
Okay, so shirataki is essentially they essentially taste the exact same thing as like regular like noodles or like shells or something along those lines, but it's
All right.
literally fiber and water.
Oh.
You can find it at Sprouts. You can find it at Whole Foods. You can find it basically anywhere. You prepare it essentially the same way. You just have to boil it for a little longer, and
Uh
it's
huh.
essentially the same. and
Word.
that's like
Look.
yeah, and that's like less
I'll have
than
to look at
one.
that.
Yeah, it's literally less than 1 grams of carbs per serving. So that'd be like a good choice for you as a type one.
I I like that.
Yeah, it's good, especially if you know.
Yeah. Welcome to Truth and Asher's Kitchen. Also, you're still cutting out. Fucking Discord.
I love Discord, man.
I love Discord, man. Um, yeah. Well, Do you have anything to plug before we head on out?
Do I have anything to plug?
Yeah.
Well, I have good news for everyone in that I'm actually going to start uploading again next week
Yay!
after like a
I don't have.
month-long hiatus.
I'll put some applause sound effects in here if I feel up to it.
Hey, let's see if you do it, or it'll be cricket noises, one of those two.
One of the two. Who
One of the
knows?
two. But yeah, I think that's all I really have. I remember I had you do some jersey edits for me literally a month ago. Those are finally going to come into play.
Yeah, I kind of keep an eye out for like jersey edits that I do and like where they're used. And I'm like, hmm, okay, I guess that never.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna use those. Don't worry, that's in the next one. I put that off because I had a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if they get used or not. As long as I get paid for them, I'm happy. But yeah.
I mean, hey, I'm
Anyways,
yeah.
yeah. To all my Islamic viewers, have a good last week of Ramadan. At least at the time we're recording this, I'm not sure when it's coming out, but have a good last week of Ramadan. Um, yeah. Other than that, thanks for listening. If you've made it this far, see you.